be sympathetic to Israel.
Yeah, and that's
When that happens, Israel will lose its most important patron. So that spells a big problem for them. Because what you need to understand about Israel and our special relationship, if you understand nothing else, is this. Much has been said about our special relationship, our closest ally, and how conspicuous this is and how unique it is, for better or for worse. But what you need to understand, if nothing else, is that America is indispensable to Israel. America is inseparable with Israel. In many ways, America and Israel are literally inextricable. They cannot be separated one from the other. And this is by design. It has been this way from the beginning. Israel could not have been settled, founded, defended, maintained, would not have survived without unconditional, constant, overwhelming support from America for over 100 years. Now, people say Israel was declared in 1948. It goes back further than that. It goes back further than that. Without the American Jewish community supporting the Zionist project, even in the first half of
don't say that. Don't say that in the chat.
20th century, there would be no Israeli state. It has been like this from the beginning. America is indispensable to Israel.
You have to go rumble for that.
Because when Israel was fighting its Arab neighbors, America was legally and illegally providing the conventional weapons. The nuclear weapons.
Yep.
When Israel was faced with foes like Saddam Hussein and Bashar al-Assad and Muammar Gaddafi, the United States was fighting the wars Israel could not win.
Yeah.
When the international community began to turn against Israel and its occupation of the West Bank and Gaza, the United States vetoed the Security Council resolutions condemning it. The United States is indispensable for Israel's survival. And have you ever noticed that that is the lingo that they use? Israel has a right to exist. Israel has a right to defend itself. That is the dogma. It has a right to exist. It has a right to defend itself. Well, if America is indispensable to Israel's existence and Israel's self-defense, then that means that Israel is entitled to American support. Do you understand how that works? If Israel has a right to exist, but its existence is contingent on American support, then that means that Israel has a right to American support. If Israel's self-defense is absolutely contingent on American support, then it has a right to American support.
Yeah, and you know what he's talking about was when the last time when Hamas and Israel were just going back and forth, and Trump was trying to just stop the bloodshed, right? And he came to the United States, and then Israel attacked Hamas again. That was very bad. That did not look good at all. Whatever feeling I have about Israel at that point, it just went out of the window. You don't do that to the United States. You don't spit in the back of the United States like that. If the United States said you should not be dropping bombs anymore, or we just gonna drop the support, you don't go back and just drop bombs. Man, I wish Trump would tell that, you know what, Israel, that's it with us. No more support. I understand. It's very troubling. It is troubling.
And what kind of system do we have in America?
Remember, Israel, you have to be careful because they have used Christian empathy against us for years. When they talk about protecting the people from Israel, or the Jews, right? They're not talking about the nation of Israel. This is something that was built like 2 days ago. Right? Think about that. Israel is just what we know about Israel today. It's just a nation that they just built a couple of years ago.
An open society, a democracy, a liberal society, some might say an oligarchy, a capitalist society. For Israel to secure this existential support, this indispensable support from America, they must secure influence over America's system.
Hey, if we're gonna support Israel, at the end of the day, we're the force. At that moment, we should just even tell them what to do. We should be the one telling them what to do. That's it. We're the one with the force. No money can tell us what to do. We are the one with the force. At this point, we should just use force doctrine. Tell them like, bro, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
Over its...
No. I know, George. I think you were not here a little earlier when I said the argument. I will just simply just let them have it. Let's both of them let them have it, and whoever wins, take it. That's it. Whoever wins. So we are out of the war. Whoever wins, take it.
Democracy.
That's my position.
Over its government, over its society. And how does it do that? It must regulate broadcasting and dissemination of information. Because as long as people vote and as long as candidates are staged for the political parties, then American citizens still have some sovereignty and some say in what the government does. So it's not enough that the Israelis penetrate our government and Wall Street and other things. They must penetrate the media and regulate the medium. That's where media comes from. The medium of the dissemination of information. They must control the broadcasting of information. How do you control these elections, our open society, our democratic government? By controlling the minds of the masses through the public square, through the centralized mass media, which was television, radio, and print, and is now social media. And if Israel has a right to exist and its existence is contingent on support from America, then they see it as their right to control and influence and manipulate our system. Understand that logical progression? And think about these questions of survival. Do you take your survival seriously? Do you take the survival of your wife and kids seriously? Would you do anything to protect your wife and kids from destruction? Would you lie, cheat, steal? Would you kill to defend and protect yourself, your wife, and your children? Of course you would. Now, what is the mindset of the Zionists? What is the mindset of Jew?
Okay, we're going to leave it here. We're going to leave it here because I think he's just getting the very dangerous territory. Let's put it like this. No. I think you're George. I think you're conflicting the Israel, right? Israel is just a country that was built a couple of years ago. The people from Israel that the Bible referring to has nothing to do with the current state of Israel. That's You should watch Tucker Carlson and Ted Cruz debate regarding this topic. I'm gonna leave it here. I think he's just going full Nick Fuentes right now, and I cannot do this on YouTube, of course, for reasons that are just valid. I cannot go full, He needs to tone it down a little bit. This is where Nick Fuentes goes down the rabbit hole of, I'm gonna call it Candace Owens the rabbit hole. I'm gonna call it Candace Owens that rabbit hole. He goes way too deep. I think politics has to be focus. We need to focus on things that matter. And again, I agree with him. If Candace Owens have some good evidence, man, just present the damn evidence. Israel in the Bible is the people. Israel today is the government system. Yep, that's what it is. It's the people Israel today is a government system. Yeah, that's what it is. What we consider Israel today is nothing to do with Israel in 2,000 years ago. That has nothing to do with that. They just happened to just name that piece of land Israel. That's it. As simple as that. And of course, the Christian empathy that we have on us as Americans, we just went with it. And the Jews and the government, right? They just took advantage of that and just went with it. I'm just gonna be very careful here. Moses built a government system. Yeah, bro, that's completely different, right? We're talking about Israel that it was invented like 2 days ago. Yeah, so that's what it is. And we should all remember our job is to make sure we just follow the commandments of Christians, right? It's not. I simply don't understand why we just protect. If it is for the interest of the United States, I have no problem. See, if it is for the interest of the United States, I have no problem. The thing is, I don't see how this is the interest for the United States when we always have to clean up their mess, and that's a problem. Indeed, that's a problem. Charlie was the one that passed away, no, but probably the one in the next 1 to 2 years if he was still with us. Oh yeah, he was just leading. Because you cannot be American first, but then cleaning up people's mess. You cannot be doing that. It's not America first. If if you're always cleaning people's stuff afterward, you're not taking yourself serious. It's like, think about an addictive family member that you have. Let's say this person just taking heroin every time, right? Every time. But then when he finished just doing his doses, right? Oh, if he's agreed with him, oh, okay. I'm actually agreeing. Oh, okay, so yeah, I was gonna say like it's like cleaning up the mess of an addicted drug user and your family member, right? You love them, but you're always cleaning up their mess instead of letting him go, because you ended up just really destroying yourself in the long run, right? So when it comes down to this, I think when it comes down to politics, I understand that politics is just a process and has to be taken one war at a time. He was slowly becoming more educated on the difference between Zionism and the people of Israel. Yeah, and that oh man, Smiley, you're so right. This is the point right here. Zionism is something, and the people of Israel is something else. There's a difference. Yeah, there's a difference. This is not only in the United States. You know, a lot of people, a lot of places, Argentina, Chile, they can identify some of these folks. But never feel that these people have power over us, man. Nah. Those people don't have power over us. Americans have to understand that we built the most powerful nation. We built the most powerful nation. We hold the force. We hold the power of force. We're capable of greater things. Nothing in a simple nation can have the money of the world, right? But should not even tell us what to do. We have the power of force. With that power of force, there's nothing else. Nobody can tell us anything. Not even us owing to China. Yeah. Sometimes I think us as American, we have to believe more than what we expect, right? I think sometimes we believe in us. Our belief is so low as Americans that it's just crazy. That's a good question. How many are willing to go through what Charlie went through? I think people are taking some of those lacks. I think people are starting to pick up the microphone. I think people are starting to pick up the microphone. There's a YouTube channel that I'm just watching. They're just basically doing what Charlie's doing, and they're getting a lot of traction. Listen, we all have our role in this battle of ideas. Okay? And I think us doing a little bit of this can help the cause. And at some point, people are going to get paid the good bucks to just do what Charlie was doing. It's going to happen. And maybe it's not only one, maybe it's going to be multiple. Because it was already happening. It was Charlie Kirk was one, Lauterbach Crowder was another one, Myron Gaines was another one. Okay? So there was already multiple folks doing this. Just maybe now in the future, we're going to have more. I'm on the belief that we just need to take all the grants out of the universities. Take all the grants out. And let some of these universities collapse. And that way we can just self-correct. Because I think we're just pumping so much money to a lot of these universities that we are basically just indoctrinating our own demise. That can fix some of the stuff. And just focus on trade. We haven't addressed the dangers of university. Oh, we haven't even gotten there. Yeah, we haven't gotten there. I think that is just a concentration for commies, man. Commies, they're everywhere, man. Everywhere. And we have to get rid of that first. So we have to do the debates, but also we have to just, in other facets, we have to just take care of those. We have to just take care of the money that is funding some of these ideologies. And we have to just even start from school, elementary school. That's where it early starts. I'm homeschooling my kids, so I'm doing my little grant. I'm putting my penny in this, right? Whatever I can. Homeschooling is a great idea. Teaching your kids about the importance of country patriotism. Patriotism is one that I will just shove it to everybody's throats. The professors, Charlie has became a martyr. His whole story will become a conspiracy. Yeah. He will be. You know what I'm saying? That I wouldn't be surprised if people start adding UFOs and stuff like that. When I was in college, you had to get 120 credits to graduate, and literally only about 30 to 40 credits were courses in your major. College is a complete financial scam. Yeah. Damn, man, that was kind of low. Yeah, 30 to 40 credits. Yeah, that sounds about right. And the rest is just, basically what you're doing is cameras in those rooms. Yeah, as well. Yeah, cameras in those rooms. 100. Yeah, 100. So basically you have over 70, between 60 to 70 or even 80 credits. That has nothing to do with your profession. Wasting money, because what you're doing is you're pumping money to these institutions and you're keeping the jobs of a lot of people. They're using you. They're putting you in debt. They're putting you in debt to make sure you can just finance their lifestyle or their job, their fake job, the job that we don't even need. Charlie, this college is a scam. Yeah, he said that. He was a scam, yeah. College was a complete scam. It's a scam. The college is... The rest is what they call breadth requirement. What? Breadth requirements? Ridiculous. What? The breadth requirement. Oh, the meaning the requirement to just finish your degree. I think that's dumb. Listen, man, I have my master's degree in music performance, right? Classical music. I'm a pianist. And I was amazed at how many courses I had to take. And I felt that I was just simply just putting money into... I was throwing money away. I was simply just throwing money away. And not once they told me or showed me how to make money in music. Never. They never did. They never did. They indoctrinate and then recruit. Yeah, because it's all about funnel. If you can indoctrinate, right, let's say 100,000 students, but at least you have 1% of those students to just come through your ideology, that's enough. That 100,000, 1% is just 1,000 people coming in. But 1,000 people every year, man, you're building a high enough people to really do something. The 80 credits of non-major credit was what they call the bread requirement. When I was in college, it shouldn't be a scam. I agree, but it needs through oversight or reform. Yeah, keep it short. And you know what I was thinking about this, especially for males. That last year of high school, they should go to a military concentration, to make them transition from boys to men, right? To make sure they can transition from boy to male. Make sure you go through very strong physical training, teach them how to shoot a gun, self-defense, and then when they come back, they can go to college. Wow, 106 credit hours? Damn, really? Some college degrees one needs 106 credit hours. Damn. It's all rigged. The majority are wasting time and money. Yeah, time, bro. I'm telling you, there was a saying when I was about to do my doctorate degree in music performance. Somebody told me, "Hey, PJ, you have to stop. Why not stopping?" The person said it? That person said, "You know what? You should stop." Oh, You should stop